What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? Darhkseid here, man. I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the UFC 5 patch notes for the patch that's supposed to be dropping tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, as you guys can see right here, we have the patch notes for tomorrow's update. Now, this isn't a shocker, this isn't a surprise. The game is dog right now, to be honest with you. There's no sugarcoating it. The game is horrible, in my personal opinion. Hey, my personal opinion. Hey, don't kill the messenger. That's how I feel about the game. I don't think it's a good game, but I do think we're going to be going in the right direction if EA starts listening to some of the actual community feedback and not changing stuff that nobody's asking for. Like, I don't know, body jab changes, things like that. Alright, but anyways, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Greetings, the March update has arrived. It includes 2 new ranked fighters, so we are getting Sean Brady and Jalen Turner. Regarding gameplay adjustments, we've increased the stamina cost of blocked, missed, and evaded strikes in the stand-up. Awesome. And fixed the strike tracking issue with the spinning strikes. Also good. For grappling enthusiasts, we canceling a double leg into the over-under clinch now requires a 1% stamina advantage. Okay. And ground and pound submissions will require a health event. These are just some of the notable updates in this patch. Okay. Actually, now that I think about it, that wasn't a thing. Kind of odd. I have more to say about these, but we'll go into that as we go down this list. It looks like this is what Sean Brady's going to be looking like. Really good top game, good takedown, good sub offense, as you would expect. Jalen Turner, good power, good speed, good accuracy, as you would expect. He would probably be a meta fighter just because of his range at lightweight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the changes here. All right, so this is a big thing, right? Because last patch, this was one of my biggest issues with the last patch. The changes were too small. They need to make bigger shots. When they take shots at these big issues in the game, they need to be bigger changes, not these small, minute changes. You know, but let's see what they say right here. Increase the stamina cost of block, miss, and evade strikes, as we noted earlier. Changes similar to the one in the previous patch, but bigger, as we requested. So WEA for that. 7.5% for block strikes and 10% for miss and evaded strikes. That's good. I'm curious to see if that's enough. It's obviously good that they're making bigger jumps now, which is what we wanted. So I have to give them kudos there. Definitely listening to us when it comes to that. Even though the change is larger than the previous tuning, it is an incremental change rather than an overhaul. Yeah. I mean, this is just basically telling us they rather do small chunks than bigger jumps, which is fine for them, I guess. I prefer the bigger jumps. I think they need to make bigger jumps, especially when the stam is overtuned as much as it is right now. Doesn't really make sense to like go very minute changes when they're making these patches, but hey, that's just me. I'd rather them take the big shots and then revert it if it's too much, rather than go little by little and we're waiting for so long to get to a good spot. Moving on to a tracking issue with spinning strikes. Spinning strikes were unduly tracking evasions, and it was possible to evade them, but it required an unintended sweet spot in timing that other strikes don't demand. Now they should behave like the other strikes. So now we'll be able to get away from spinning strikes without getting tracked by that spinning elbow. That's going to cut us through our guard and make us get a doctor stoppage. They did a heavy nerf to the spinning elbows. Heavy nerfs, it looks like. Reduce the base damage of the spinning elbows from 30 to 25 and 35 to 20 on the rear. Oh my goodness. Okay, so they're severely nerfing the spinning elbows. Okay. Reduce the range of the spinning elbows. Was reduced from that of a jab range to a regular. Oh, okay. That's actually probably going to be big too. Okay, hold on. They actually did some heavy work on spinning elbows. Reduce block stun too. Okay, hold on. Were they cooking? This means the defender can act sooner after blocking the strike. The spinning elbows will end up at a greater timing disadvantage after they're blocked. Okay, so this is actually some of the stuff that we've been asking for. Half the block bleed. Okay, so they nerfed block bleed too. Awesome. Okay. Quadruple the vulnerability. Oh, so they really nerfed it. Okay. Okay, hey, I like that. Now, as always, this all looks good on paper, but in-game is a completely different story, so we'll have to see how it translates to in-game. But on paper, I'm liking how that looks so far. I'm liking that. Reduce the base damage of regular elbows. I can see that. Slight nerf to the regular elbows. Damage-wise, I mean, they should still hurt because they're elbows, but I understand why they would slightly nerf it. But I had to play this to see. I mean, I don't think it's a huge nerf to the damage, so it shouldn't affect it too much. Just slightly reduce it a little bit, which is fine, I guess, for people who are spamming elbows. Slightly increase the vulnerability. Okay, so this is what I was also going to ask. I was just about to ask about this. So now you have the vulnerability as well, which is good. More vulnerability. Made it harder to cause the special guard breaks of specific kicks, such as hook kicks and the Rolling Thunder. Long-term block health changed from 85 to 60. Long-term block health threshold changed from 85 to 60. I wonder what this means. I'm not too sure what that means right there. I mean, it's relating to this, but I'm not sure exactly what they're talking about when it comes to this. I'll have to look at what they're talking about with that. Removed an unintended damage penalty from nose injuries. So there was a unintended damage penalty. Okay, so it's making doctor stoppages harder to achieve. And all for that, because it's way too easy to get cut and get stopped in this game from doctor stoppages. It's just way too easy overall. Now this one is what I kind of have a gripe with. Canceling a double leg into over-under requires a 1% stam advantage. I think that's too small. That's way too small in my opinion. I mean, they always have like 2 punches and they can double leg bail on you. Like, I don't really agree with that. Especially, I mean, is this long term or is it short term? I'm assuming this is a short term stam advantage. That would make the most sense. I think 1% is way too low. I mean, a 1%, like, this is what I'm talking about earlier, right? A change this small, like, they could have at least done a little bit more regarding this. 1% is too small in my opinion. I mean, yeah, that's pretty minute in my personal opinion. This encourages more variety in wrestling. Okay, interesting choice of words, but yeah, 1% ain't gonna cut it in my opinion. Reduce the stamina advantage required for canceling the single leg and low single into back clinch from, oh boy. Okay, interesting. So they did some stuff to some grappling transitions. Ground and pound subs will not require a health event. That's actually a good change because what will happen, actually, it's funny I didn't even realize that before, but what would happen before with the new subsystem, if you were to hit a submission and you got into like a knee on belly, for example, or someone who had the knee on belly armbar, you can literally go right into a knee on belly armbar now. Without even throwing a single punch, you can go into knee on belly armbar, which was extremely cheesy in my opinion. You could just chain subs like that. But you can see this change's goal is to prevent the submission true combos that were possible by stringing deep submissions and desperate escapes that ended up in a ground and pound position where you can go straight into another submission, which was extremely cheesy in my opinion. I'm glad that they're actually fixing this. So this is actually pretty good. It's a pretty good change. Reduce the stamina advantage required for some of the ground and pound transitions. So from postured full guard to stat guard, that's a huge change. Jesus. From 50 to 10? Oh my goodness. Okay, so they're trying to get people to grapple some more. Okay. Stat guard to half guard went down from 10 to 5, and stat guard to side control from 25 to... Oh, it's only 10 now? Oh boy. Okay. Alright, so yeah, it's gonna be dangerous. Okay. Okay, I like them changes. See, those are the big swings I'm talking about. That's the big swings. We need more of those. Fix the Darce bug with the struggle animation. Finally, heel hook is back to top stat guard. I wonder if that's for if that's going to be in the like the half guard top. If it's a health event where you get that back, because I feel like it was glitched before. Where like you had the option to get the heel hook, but when you went for the heel hook, you just transitioned. There was no submission. So hopefully that's fixed. Allow the muscle modifier to be used in transitions from bottom mount to bottom back mount. Mount is slightly too strong after some recent ground and pound tuning. This new change is designed as an authentic and dynamic option for the bottom fighter. Its viability will likely depend on whether the attacker is more dangerous with ground and pound or submissions, as spending a lot of your stam to turn your back will mean playing with fire against the threat of a rear naked choke or armbar. Okay, see, we need more things like this, EA. Pros and cons. If you're dealing with somebody who is more, if you feel confident in your submission defense game, you would go for this transition because you feel confident in defending a sub. But if you're fighting somebody who's heavier with the ground and pound, then that also will work for you, right? But you just have to. It's like it's checks and balances. What do you want to risk, right? So I like things like that. Some updates and some additions. New vanity rewards. Some incorrect vanity descriptions. Reward stuff. XP boost. Oh, there's added ability to purchase XP boost. Pay to win? Question mark? Fix some visual glitches in the store tab and fix several rare crashes. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't want to come off as an EA hater because I don't hate EA Sports. I hate the way they go about their games, and UFC 5 specifically. I hate how they did certain things in the game. I don't want to hate UFC 5. I want the game to be good. Trust me, more than anybody, I want the game to be good, but the reality is right now it's just not. Now, these patch notes, though, are looking like they're going in the right direction overall. I would really the only gripe I have is just the 1% stam advantage for double leg bailing. That's really the only gripe I really have with these notes. And I mean, I'm talking about what's in the notes. There's obviously things outside of the notes that I wish were in here as well, but as far as like what's in the notes, this is the only gripe I really have. I think it needs to be higher than 1%. I don't really like that because double leg bails have been going crazy right now, so I would like to see that a little bit higher, but outside of that, I definitely think they're doing the right thing as far as other changes go. We'll have to see. This is the biggest thing to me right here, is the stam for how many strikes you're throwing. So we're going to see how the stam tax plays in the new patch. I'm curious to see how that works out. I would have liked them to add in some more body damage from what they nerfed in the previous patch. I would have liked them to add maybe half of that body damage back, because I feel like now body shots are just way too weak. They weren't even strong to begin with as far as damage goes, in my opinion, and then they nerfed it for no reason whatsoever. So I mean, they nerfed it in their ways. They're nerfing it so that it balances with the stam decrease or the body drain or stam drain from in body shots. But in reality, the body shots feel way too weak right now, in my opinion. So I feel like they could add like 50% of that damage back into body shots, and that'd be a much more reasonable spot. But overall, these patch notes seem like a W. As always, on paper, it looks good. But in game, how's it going to play? Is it going to be exactly the same in game? We shall wait and see. But I will be playing this tomorrow and kind of seeing, you know, how these changes play out in game. I'm hoping for the best, man. I want this game to be good. I really do. And it looks like they're taking a step in the right direction with this. So praying for the best. But if it's not good, you will be hearing from me again. But with that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment down below what you guys think about these patch notes. And I'll catch you guys next one, man. Take it easy.